Forget everything you think you know about building a tech empire. While every CEO was chasing the next big AI trend, one founder built a $200 billion company by doing the exact opposite. Meet Toby Lutka, the snowboarding-obsessed programmer who turned Shopify into an e-commerce juggernaut, not by following trends, but by religiously saying no to what he calls digital garbage. This is the story of how a guy who started by just wanting to sell snowboards online accidentally revolutionized how millions of businesses operate, and why his approach to technology might be the most important lesson for entrepreneurs in 2026. Picture this. It's 2004, and Toby Lutka is sitting in his small apartment in Ottawa, Canada, frustrated beyond belief. He's not some Silicon Valley prodigy with venture capital connections. He's just a German immigrant who loves snowboarding and has a decent grasp of programming. All he wants to do is sell snowboards online through his company Snowdevil. Simple, right? Wrong. Every existing e-commerce platform he tries is either ridiculously expensive, impossibly complex, or both. The solutions that exist are built by enterprise software companies for enterprise clients, with price tags and complexity levels that would make a small business owner weep. But here's where most people would have given up or settled for a mediocre solution. Lutka looked at this problem and thought, what if I just build exactly what I need? Nothing more, nothing less. This wasn't some grand vision to disrupt e-commerce. This was a snowboard enthusiast who wanted a simple, elegant way to sell his products online without jumping through corporate hoops or paying enterprise prices. So he did something that seems almost quaint by today's standards. He sat down and actually coded a solution himself. No flashy marketing campaigns. No promises of artificial intelligence that would revolutionize everything. No blockchain integration that would somehow make selling snowboards more efficient. Just clean, functional code that did exactly what it needed to do. Make it easy for someone to set up an online store, manage inventory, process payments, and ship products. Revolutionary? Not really. Effective? Absolutely. But the real genius wasn't just in building a better platform. It was in the radical decision he made next, a decision that would redefine e-commerce forever. What happened next is where the story gets interesting. Friends and other small business owners started noticing what Lutka had built for himself. They wanted the same thing. Not a complicated enterprise solution that required a computer science degree to understand, but something simple and powerful that just worked. Lutka realized he might have stumbled onto something bigger than snowboard sales. In 2006, he made a decision that would change everything. Instead of keeping his e-commerce solution as a personal tool, he decided to turn it into a platform that other entrepreneurs could use. Shopify was born, but not with the typical Silicon Valley fanfare. There were no grandiose promises about disrupting industries or changing the world. The pitch was refreshingly honest. Here's a tool that makes it easy to sell stuff online without dealing with technical nightmares or corporate bureaucracy. If you're finding this story of unconventional success inspiring, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're always uncovering the untold stories behind today's biggest innovators. Now here's where Lutka's philosophy really starts to shine, and where he differs dramatically from almost every other tech founder you've heard of. While his competitors were constantly adding features, integrations, and what he would later call AI slop, Lutka became obsessed with subtraction. His approach was radical in its simplicity. Figure out what merchants actually need, build that perfectly, and resist the temptation to add everything else. This philosophy of saying no became Shopify's secret weapon. When other platforms were bloating their software with features that sounded impressive in marketing materials but confused actual users, Shopify remained focused on core functionality. When venture capitalists and tech analysts pressured them to add artificial intelligence capabilities just because it was trendy, Lutka pushed back. When competitors started promising that machine learning would somehow solve all of e-commerce's problems, Shopify continued perfecting the basics. The results speak for themselves. By 2015, Shopify went public with a valuation that surprised everyone except Lutka himself. He had built something that merchants actually wanted to use, not something that looked good in PowerPoint presentations to investors. The platform was growing not because of flashy features or artificial intelligence promises, but because it solved real problems for real businesses, without creating new headaches in the process. But the real test of Lutka's philosophy came during the artificial intelligence boom of the late 2010s and early 2020s. Suddenly, every software company on the planet was racing to integrate AI into their products. Doesn't matter if it made sense or if customers were asking for it. If you weren't talking about machine learning and artificial intelligence, you were considered behind the times. The pressure on Shopify to join this trend was enormous. Here's where most CEOs would have caved. The investors want AI features. The tech press is writing about AI disruption. Competitors are launching AI-powered this and machine learning that. It would have been so easy to just add some artificial intelligence capabilities to Shopify's platform and ride the hype wave. But Lutka did something that requires incredible discipline and confidence. He said no. Not a soft no, not a maybe later, but a firm, philosophical rejection of adding technology for technology's sake. His reasoning was beautifully simple. If artificial intelligence actually solves a specific problem that merchants have, then they'll integrate it thoughtfully. But adding AI features just to check a marketing box would violate everything Shopify stood for. It would turn their clean, functional platform into what he started calling AI slop, digital garbage that impresses nobody except people who don't actually use the software. This decision looked risky at the time. Tech analysts were questioning whether Shopify was falling behind. Some investors worried that the company was missing out on the artificial intelligence revolution. Competitors were gaining attention with their AI-powered features, even if those features didn't actually work very well. The pressure to conform was intense, but Lutka understood something that his critics missed. The merchants using Shopify didn't want artificial intelligence for the sake of artificial intelligence. They wanted to sell more products, manage their inventory more efficiently, and provide better customer service. If AI could help with those specific goals, great. If not, it was just expensive digital clutter that would make their lives more complicated, not easier. This philosophy extended beyond just artificial intelligence to every aspect of how Shopify operates. When social media integration became trendy, Shopify only added the connections that merchants actually requested and used. When mobile commerce exploded, they focused on making their mobile experience perfect, rather than adding flashy mobile features that looked impressive but didn't improve sales. When cryptocurrency and blockchain became hot topics, Shopify approached them with the same skeptical discipline. Will this actually help merchants sell more products? Or is this just technological noise? The long-term results of this approach have been spectacular. While competitors who chased every technological trend struggled with bloated, confusing platforms, Shopify continued growing by staying focused on what matters. Merchants didn't abandon Shopify for platforms with more AI features. Instead, they flocked to Shopify specifically because it remained simple and effective, while other platforms became increasingly complicated and unreliable. By 2024, Shopify's valuation had reached heights that seemed impossible when Lutka was just trying to sell snowboards online. The platform powers millions of businesses around the world, from small entrepreneurs selling handmade crafts to major corporations managing complex e-commerce operations. All built on the foundation of saying no to technological trends that don't serve actual user needs. But perhaps the most important lesson from Lutka's approach isn't about technology at all. It's about the incredible power of discipline in business. Every successful entrepreneur faces constant pressure to expand, diversify, and chase whatever trend is currently getting attention. The temptation to say yes to every opportunity, every feature request, every investor suggestion can be overwhelming. Lutka proved that sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is nothing at all. His success with Shopify demonstrates that in a world obsessed with innovation for innovation's sake, there's enormous value in perfecting the basics. While competitors were trying to predict the future of e-commerce and build products for hypothetical needs, Lutka focused on understanding the current needs of actual merchants and serving those needs better than anyone else. Today, as artificial intelligence continues evolving and new technological trends emerge, Lutka's philosophy remains unchanged. Shopify will adopt new technologies when they clearly benefit merchants, not when they generate buzz or satisfy investor expectations. This approach requires constant resistance to external pressure and unwavering confidence in your core values. The Shopify rebellion isn't just about building a successful company, it's about proving that in our attention deficit, trend-chasing business culture, the most radical thing you can do is stay focused on what actually matters. Sometimes the best way to build the future is by perfecting the present, one disciplined decision at a time. For entrepreneurs watching this in 2026, Remember that Toby Lutka built a $200 billion empire not by predicting trends or chasing technological fads, but by solving real problems for real people and having the discipline to say no to everything else. If Toby Lutka's story resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more insights into disruptive entrepreneurship, and click on the video next to me to keep exploring how to build a truly impactful business.